Hello everyone, and welcome to the Room of Requirement. My name is Megan, and I have over 25 years of occult and esoteric study and practice. And today we're going to be talking about achieving true soul embodiment, and I'm going to give you some insights from esoteric teachings. So this ties into my previous 4 videos that I recently uploaded about some expanded awareness that I experienced and some downloads, information, things that I have been receiving. And so this ties into it. So I wanted to give some practical steps and advice according to esoteric teachings on how to truly embody the soul, which is the goal of complete enlightenment or expanded awareness. Okay, so let's just dive right in. So, a path to inner harmony and spiritual integration. True soul embodiment is an esoteric concept referring to the harmonious integration of the spiritual self within the physical body and conscious mind. Rooted in ancient wisdom and mystical traditions, this process involves aligning one's inner essence with universal truths to experience wholeness and unity. So this presentation is going to explore key practices and principles derived from esoteric teachings to facilitate true soul embodiment. The foundations of soul embodiment. Understanding the soul. Esoteric teachings often describe the soul as an eternal, divine spark that connects us to the infinite source of creation. Unlike the fleeting nature of material existence, the soul retains its purity, love, and wisdom throughout lifetimes. Achieving true soul embodiment requires recognizing this deeper essence within oneself and embracing its transformative power. The importance of alignment. Alignment is central to soul embodiment. This involves harmonizing the physical body, which houses the soul in the material world, the emotional body, which manages feelings and desires, the mental body, which processes thoughts and beliefs, the spiritual body, which connects to higher consciousness. When these aspects are aligned, the soul's light can shine unimpeded, allowing for profound healing, creativity, and spiritual awareness. And remember, the mind part, our brain, is actually a receiver and a transmitter. So I wanted to throw that in there too. That's how it ties into mind, body, and spirit. Your brain is actually a receiver. This is where all the information, energetic information, comes in and out. Practical steps to embody the soul. Step 1. Cultivate presence and awareness. The journey to soul embodiment begins with mindfulness. Esoteric traditions emphasize being fully present in the moment as a gateway to the soul. Here are some practices. So breath work, focusing on the breath to anchor awareness in the here and now. So there's tons of different breath work exercises out there. If you guys, if this is the first time you're coming across one of my videos, you can check out the rest of my channel. I have all of this stuff in my older videos that you can go back and look at. One that I would highly recommend is alternate nostril breathing or 4-7-8 breathing. That one's really good. Meditation, of course, really big on that. That's huge. Quieting the mind to connect with the soul's subtle energies. So I do have a video on what meditation really is, so you can go and check that out. Grounding exercises, really important. Engaging with nature to foster a sense of rootedness and balance. So this is also really important, to get out and ground and get out in nature and be in that right now, and, be out in the sun. It's going to really help nervous system regulation as we're going through all these fluctuations and shifts and everything that's going on. I'm not going to go too deeply into that. I'll eventually cover all of that stuff, but grounding, really important right now. Purification of the ego. So check out my video on ego and higher self and how they are the same thing. So when I say ego, I mean higher self. They're interchangeable. So the ego often acts like a barrier to the soul embodiment by clinging to fear, pride, and attachment. Esoteric teachings suggest purifying the ego through shadow work, acknowledging and integrating suppressed aspects of the self, forgiveness, releasing resentment to create space for love and compassion. So forgiveness is not just for the other person, it's for yourself as well. Humility, accepting life's lessons with grace and openness, not getting stuck in that loop, in that negative thought loop over and over and over again. Okay, so step 3, activate the heart center. This is super, super important. So the seat of our soul is actually in our heart center. It creates an electromagnetic field. It's actually a toroidal field, and then there's a toroidal field around us through our aura, our etheric body. So it's really important to work with your heart space and feel everything from your heart space. Breathe in and out through your heart space. So the heart is considered the bridge between the physical and the spiritual realms. To embody the soul, esoteric practices emphasize opening the heart through gratitude practices, focusing on the abundance and blessings. And this is not all love and light, new agey stuff that I'm referring to. We're talking about more advanced type teachings here that I'm going to start getting into more and more and more. That's going to be a whole nother video on itself. But basically, staying in a gratitude mindset is going to be really helpful for you to stay heart-centered. Loving kindness meditations, sending love of goodwill to oneself and others. Sacred chanting. So this creates sound vibrations that awaken your heart's divine resonance. So it's like a tuning fork. When we chant or we mantra, we are creating a frequency, especially with our thought forms, putting that out in our field, which raises, our frequency. 4 is strengthening the mind-body connection. So the soul works through the body as its vessel to enhance this connection. So yoga and movement. And when I say yoga now, I mean yoga as meditation, the ancient form of yoga, not physical yoga. I will get into why that is later. But yoga originally is a deep state of meditation to receive and connect to higher levels, higher frequencies, to the divine. Of movement. So movement, energy work like Qigong, Tai Chi, those types of things are going to be more beneficial. So deep meditation and energy manipulation. Okay. So engaging in these practices that integrate your breath, movement, and awareness. So super important. Energy healing, clearing any blockages in the aura, or the perceived chakra centers for optimal energy flow. So this is basically just like clearing your energetic field when I say this, okay? I'm just using older terminology so that people can understand what I mean. But clearing blockages is like clearing your energetic space, your field, your personal dimensional space. Diet and hygiene. So make sure that you're nourishing the body with, live foods, life-giving foods, and performing self-care rituals, really taking care of yourself, especially your nervous system. If your nervous system is dysregulated, this is all going to be very, very hard. And this is all part of clearing your field as well. Okay. So just make sure that you're really taking care of yourself. You're getting enough rest. You're eating the right foods. You're supplementing with the right things. And this is going to help you integrate and embody and receive the energy that you need to. Okay, step 5, attune with higher frequencies. So esoteric teachings suggest that the soul vibrates at a higher frequency than material world, which this is very true. To bridge this gap, visualization is a really good practice. I have videos on all of this stuff, you guys. Imagining oneself bathed in divine light. Visualizing the goals, visualizing the things that you want, visualizing moments to get yourself into the present moment and get yourself centered. So any kind of visualization, there's all kinds of ways of doing this. Crystal work. So crystal work is for utilizing crystals to amplify the energy in your space. They act more like batteries, so they hold information, they hold energy, and working with them can alter your own field, and when you have them around, it can amplify things. Okay, so astrological awareness, aligning actions with the energetic movements of celestial bodies. Okay, so just being aware of what's going on astrologically, what's going on in our geomagnetic field of the earth, all of those different things. Those are going to help you navigate this process as well. So advanced practices for soul integration. Spiritual initiation. In many esoteric traditions, spiritual initiation marks a profound shift in consciousness. It involves surrendering to the wisdom of the soul and embracing one's role in the cosmic dance. Techniques include rituals, ceremonies, or working with a spiritual mentor. The role of sacred geometry. So I have a video on this. You guys, sacred geometry is big. It's I'm not going to go too deeply into this. You can check that video out or research it on your own. But basically, in a nutshell, sacred geometry is just a visual representation of the frequencies that are all around us in our fields. They make up the blueprint of this construct. Okay, so sacred geometry, such as the Flower of Life or Merkaba meditation, can aid soul embodiment by aligning one's energy field with the universal patterns. These shapes serve as tools for unlocking deeper layers of spiritual awareness, and these are deeply ingrained in our subconscious mind. They are in our DNA. Symbols, before we were speaking with our mouths, we were communicating through symbols. So everything is based on symbols and patterns and frequencies. And this ties into psychic abilities and all of that too. But sacred geometry, I would highly suggest looking into that. Dream integration. So dreams are often seen as a window into the soul. Practices like lucid dreaming, dream journaling, and working with archetypes can reveal hidden truths and guide the embodiment process. Also out-of-body states too. So you guys know, if you've watched my other videos, I'm in training right now with Darius Wright's training and for controlled out-of-body states, and I'm learning a great deal while practicing, and that's part of the reason why I had such an expansion in my awareness. And so controlled out-of-body states are probably the best way to really integrate all of this expanded knowledge and awareness, and increase all of your latent abilities that you have within you, from psychic abilities, empathic abilities, all of that stuff. So, okay. Advanced energy practices. So utilizing Kundalini energy, harnessing the energy coiled at the base of the spine to awaken higher consciousness. So there's many ways to do this. You can research, some of this online if you're not exactly sure what this is, or you can ask me a question. I can let you know in the comments. There's light body activation. So this is techniques to expand one's auric field for multidimensional awareness. Cosmic connection practices. So there's stellar meditation, connecting with celestial constellations to access their wisdom and energy. Channeling higher beings. So this is kind of a touchy thing. I don't know how deep I want to go with this. Basically, channeling higher beings is something that happens when you start to awaken your psychic abilities, and it's not necessarily that you are channeling something outside of you. It's more you are channeling your own field, like your own memories that you unlock through your higher self, because it contains all the memories of everything that has ever happened. So it's kind of more like on that level. And also working with your guides, asking your guides for help, asking your angels for help, all of those things. Ancestors, that this would fall in that realm as well. Okay, so alchemy of transformation. So spiritual alchemy, transmuting lower experiences into higher states of being through inner reflection and symbolic rituals. So you guys, I've talked about alchemy quite a bit. There's symbolic alchemy and then there's actual physical alchemy. So you can look into that. But basically, alchemizing the soul, all of the esoteric orders and practices, we always talk about alchemy, and it's symbolic for alchemizing the soul, transmuting energies, becoming one, uniting the two polarities, the duality, black, white, yin, yang, as above, so below, as within, so without, all of those things. So I've talked about that a lot, so I'm not going to drain that. But really look into alchemy, because that's going to give you a complete understanding of how to truly embody. Okay, so sound and frequency healing. Tuning fork therapy is really good. Using sound frequencies for alignment and balance. Solfeggio frequencies, delta frequencies are good. Listening to specific tones to elevate your spiritual resonance and healing. It also gets you into a calmer state so that you can access different dimensional spaces, higher frequencies, downloads information, all of those things. Okay, some challenges that you may have on the path. Let's say, while the journey towards the soul embodiment is transformative, it is also not without challenges. So you're going to be met with some resistance. The ego may resist change, fearing the unknown. The biggest thing that's going to cause resistance is fear and not stepping into your authenticity. So you have to get rid of fear, whatever that looks like. I know it's easier said than done, but releasing your fear of a lot of different things is going to lead to less resistance. Okay, so emotional turmoil. Deep healing often stirs buried emotions. This is essential for clearing your field. I've talked about this with your nervous system and clearing your own energetic space and your field physically, etherically, all of that. So if you're in emotional turmoil, you're going to go through these things as you're working through it, but just know that once you get it cleared, it's going to be so much better for you, and things are going to become a whole lot more clarified for you once you get regulated enough. Once you work through this, it's like a journey. So you'll work all through these things, do your healing work to clear yourself, and then once it's cleared, then it's smooth sailing from there. Spiritual fatigue. So intense inner work can be draining without proper self-care. So while you're doing all this, make sure that you're really taking care of yourself. Take breaks when you need to. This doesn't have to be done all in one day. And just make sure that you are practicing really while you're going through all of this. Just know that it's not something that's going to happen overnight, and it's not something that's going to be easy, but just know that when you do get through all of these things, and don't be afraid to take breaks. Like, you don't have to do this all, like, constantly all the time, but make sure that you're taking breaks in between, because what you need is integration phases. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, sorry, I'm taking a long time to get there. So what you need is integration phases. So when you're experiencing spiritual fatigue, you need to give yourself some breaks. If that's days, weeks, or months for you, go ahead and do that. I just came off a month and a half of integration phase. So you're going to have those moments. So when you start to recognize through your awareness that you're going through some sort of fatigue, give yourself a break and pull back from your routine so hard. Still do your meditation, but pull back from your routine a little bit so that you can integrate everything that you've worked through, everything that you've learned, and really embody the expanded awareness. Okay, so patience, perseverance, and trust in the soul's wisdom are crucial to overcoming these obstacles. The gifts of true soul embodiment. The rewards of soul embodiment extend beyond personal fulfillment. Practitioners often experience inner peace, a profound sense of harmony and acceptance, fearlessness, authenticity, honesty, heightened intuition, greater clarity and guidance from the soul, authentic living, aligning choices and actions with one's higher purpose, and universal connection. So experiencing oneself as a part of a greater whole. Also, one caveat to that is also maintaining your integrity as a sovereign soul individually, knowing that you are as powerful as anyone else. There is nothing above you or below you. Even though we all come from the same source, we are all individual sovereign beings in our own right. So in conclusion, true soul embodiment is a lifelong journey of discovering, embracing, and expressing the divine essence within. By integrating esoteric practices into daily life, one can transcend the limitations of the material world and step into a state of profound unity and inner freedom. As the soul shines through, it not only transforms the individual, but also radiates unconditional, unfiltered, pure love into the universe, which is what we really need right now. Everyone needs to really embody that. And embodying love is being authentic, because that's who we are deep down inside. Peel back all the layers. We are unconditional love. That's how we were created. Okay, guys, so that's all I have for you today. I hope this has really helped you. I hope this is kind of wrapped up the whole embodiment of the soul topic that I was really wanting to drive home. If you have any questions, please drop those in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed yet, I would really appreciate it if you would. Share the video, like it, get it out to as many people as possible. I'm really on a mission to help everyone, because so many people are waking up and so many people are lost. Also, if you're looking to gain a mentor, I'm available. You can just follow all of my links and schedule something. But until then, I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.